That being said, what the hell was that? That sounded terrible. So we're back in the garage, working on the Z, resolving a few other issues I've had in here. One of the big things that plagued me for a while is the lighting in here. For the longest time, I've been using this little LED setup on a tripod. It sucks, it's hard to move around. It's nice for spotlighting, but for creating videos, it's not ideal. So I've been working on some new shop lighting, and as you can see, one works, the other one does not. And it's not because of my wiring. I'm not an electrician, but I know enough to know I did it correct. Regardless if the wires are drooping, they will be tucked away and look nice eventually. However, the driver's bad on this one. The bulb was originally bad on that one, but I was able to take this bulb, swap it around, get that one working. Got to take this one back to Home Depot, swap it out, get a new one, and we should be in business. And the lighting should be a whole lot better in here. I think it's already a little bit better. It's not fantastic, but it's a step in the right direction. I have a few updates on some of the parts I'm producing, and this one I'm so excited about. This is something I've been working on trying to get produced and in production for a while, and it's just been such a struggle because obviously with the FDM style printer, it just doesn't leave the finish that instills a whole lot of confidence. It's kind of brittle, it's not very nice looking. They require a ton of work to finish out, and they didn't leave enough margin after all that work to make it feasible to sell. So I'm super excited that I have these overhead Auxbeam switch panels produced, not quite finished. I'm working on the paint. Paint's not 100% yet. But I got my part number and motive over there, and they are a drop-in plug-and-play solution that replaces that sunglass holder for the D40 Nissan Frontier. They should fit the Xterra and the Pathfinder as well. I haven't actually test fitted myself, however, they should be the same. Now onto the Z. So things have been going a little bit slower than I would like. Things have been delayed. There's been snowstorm after snowstorm. So I've literally had parts that were supposed to be delivered like a week ago at this point. Still don't have them. So I'm just kind of doing what I can with what I got. That being said, what the hell was that? I think it was like icicle snow dropping off my roof. That sounded terrible. Things are slowly coming together. Got the valve cover back. It's still super oxidized, not very pretty looking. However, it is clean inside and out. I went ahead and resealed the whole PCV breather area with some fresh black RTV, new valve cover gasket, got it bolted up, looks great. Spent some time cleaning up the oil cap, and man, look how fresh that is. It looks really, really good for how old it is. Got some fresh oil on the entire valve train, so we are well lubricated when we go to try and turn it over. Got a new battery, and I decided to go with a Group 24F, which means now the grounding strap that going in the engine bay or to the engine would no longer reach. So I had to get a new one, which is okay because the cables look like absolute junk anyways. Bought some new 4-gauge wire, crimping lugs on, getting all sorted out. That one's almost finished. Need to run it to the engine. Need to do another one up here to the firewall. I got these grounding lugs polished up clean. Firewalls looking a little bit better. The wires were just terrible, so it gives me a little bit of peace of mind getting some new stuff on there, so we're eliminating problems one at a time. So I'm not chasing down random stuff. This isn't so crucial for it running probably. I don't know how important the caps are for the fusible links here. These look terrible. Hopefully they are okay. I don't really know. I don't know how to test them. Probably do like a resistance test or something. But they have these little cap covers. They were basically non-existent. As you can see, they're all windowed out. So I got some fresh, brand new, and there's nothing better than brand new OEM parts. And so I got two new ones for that. Got a brand new plastic battery tray, actually a real OEM Nissan part as well. So I'm pretty stoked to get some fresh Nissan parts up in here, even though the rest of the engine bay still looks 50 years old. I need to pull the spark plugs, shoot a little bit of WD-40 up in the cylinders. We'll purge all that out once we try and turn it over, get the new spark plugs in there, figure out the wire order. I don't actually know off the top of my head. Luckily we got that Haynes manual, so we should be in good shape. Last couple wires, I need to replace this here speaker wire that is terribly done, but I'm pretty sure it's for the temperature, oil, water, coolant temperature. It's a coolant temperature speaker wire. That's nice touch there. All you need to do after that is drain the gas tank, which I have no idea if it's 1 gallon or if it's 10 gallons. So I bought a pan, the cheapest pan I can get, and it's only like 1 gallon. Of course, it's probably gonna be way too small. It's probably gonna take me a couple attempts to drain it all out. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's what I bought. Got some fresh gas, and then I think we see the finish line. We're almost there. So just a few more things to button up, and then I'm gonna try and turn it over, and fingers crossed there's nothing else wrong. But that does bring up a pretty good point. Now, it's something I've been thinking about a lot since I purchased the vehicle. Why did the previous owner stop driving it? So I've come up with a few different theories, and let me kind of break that down. So the previous owner said the battery kept on dying. It was probably from the aftermarket stereo, the amp. It kept on putting a drain on it. He came out one day, the battery's dead. He just kind of didn't bother repairing because he had another vehicle to drive. And that might be it. It might be that simple. However, I'm thinking it might be a little bit more than that. And the only reason I say that is, if we take you back to the engine bay, that cylinder head is brand new, fresh looking, like it's been through a machine shop, probably decked, hot tanked, cleaned. And that's probably from being overheated and blowing a head gasket. That's my guess. To support that, there is a brand new radiator. The heater core has been bypassed. It's kind of been looped over. So it kind of points to being overheated and blowing a head gasket at some point. Now I checked the oil, I checked the coolant. They both look great. So fingers crossed all the engine work has been done properly. But there's one thing that makes me think it might be something else seemingly significant, but I think you just misdiagnosed it. So we move over to inside the car and I take off the e-brake. I can go ahead and put the shifter all the way back into what should be first gear, and I can roll the car back, which I'm hitting a ladder. And I can do the same thing. I can put it all the way up in a park and roll it forward. Go ahead and put that e-brake on. So that tells me there's a couple of things that could be potentially wrong. Now, if I had to guess, like I said, the previous owner was a college-age student, probably didn't have a whole lot of money. He just got the engine repaired, and then now he's seeing issues with the transmission. He's thinking the tranny's blowing, and he can't afford to fix it, so it just kind of laid to waste. And I'm thinking that's not the case, though. I think the transmission's okay. It is a stock L28. Transmissions are pretty strong for what they are. It's not like it's a heavily modified motor. So I'm thinking it's just a linkage issue. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I haven't been under the car to actually verify that, but I think the linkage is just disconnected or broken somewhere along the way. It's not actually selecting the different gears. So once we get the engine started, hopefully we'll diagnose that and see if that's the case. But I'm thinking that's why I got a good deal. I got a few more things to button up in the engine bay, but the last thing I want to talk about in this video is a big project I've been working on for a little while now. I'm working on the website to hopefully open up a marketplace for digital resources, digital files for car parts. Like I mentioned, probably last video before that, I started 3D scanning a whole bunch of the parts from the Z, and I want to make, obviously new reproduction, new custom aftermarket style parts for this. But I also want to sell the digital files and kind of have like a library of resources that anybody can access or download to modify or create their own parts. And with that, I've been amassing different random car parts that I've been 3D scanning in. Depending on the complexity of it, I'll actually completely reverse engineer it, but hoping to get a full library of these parts that you guys can basically just go ahead and download it, full engines, transmissions, differentials, control arms, and build a whole digital car without having to have any of the physical parts. So you can get ahead on a project maybe that you have planned down the road. And it's something I want to do for myself because I have a few very lofty projects that I would like to do later down the road that require a lot of that. So I figured having stuff like brake calipers and rotors and these arms and transmissions would be awesome to have as a digital asset that you can test fit in an engine bay or test fit on a tube chassis before you even attempt to purchase and fit it yourself. It might save you a lot of time and hassle and give you a great starting point to create 3D printable laser cut parts to make all these parts you want to make or whatever. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a project in the works and it has a long ways to go, but I'm hoping to get a website up and running with some of the parts that I have already 3D scanned here in the near future. But I think that's kind of it. I'll keep you guys updated. We're super close to the finish line with getting this Z started. Just like I said, a few more things to do to get sorted out, but we should be up and running hopefully real soon. So fingers crossed on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. That's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching. Dude, we're so close.